family first. So my wife calls right when I'm in the middle of doing this live stream, and I just ended the live stream. So let's talk about the PYXIS 6K. First off, I'm doing this from a production house and a producer's point of view. That's all I care about. I don't care about creative mess, everything else. Could it be running gun? I'm going to get into all of that in a little bit. But we're going to talk about only 5 things. We're going to talk about the camera mounts themselves. And I said mounts, that would be the lens mounts, the codecs it uses, delivering to client that footage in the end, the body itself, and how to power it. So let's jump into this and have a lot of fun. First off, let's talk about the mounts, plural, 3. PL mount locking, EF mount locking, L mount non-locking. That kicks the L mount out as much as I do like the L mount just left the building. Seriously, it shouldn't be much of a problem. It's locking or non-locking, but some people like it. My house, we do like to have the locking mounts. It works out really good. PL, really cool part about PL is everybody uses it, so everybody knows it, so you're gonna know your PL mounts. EF mount, ton of lenses out there. They have cinema cameras, they have regular photography cameras, and they have the mixed hybrids. You're going to be able to find EF. It's now RF, but there's a ton of EF old glass out there, and it's still going to be sold for a long time. Then we're going to go to the L mount, new one on the charts. I'll keep this one simple. Not that many lenses available for L mount. Kind of sucks, but they're getting there real quick. Now let's talk about the codecs that this camera delivers in. Yeah, a couple things about the codexes. Got open gate, anamorphic, DCI, 6K 2.14, Super 35 4K, DCI 4K, Super 16, and HD. The things that make this really important is you start going down through this, you're going to have your anamorphics, which is really nice. Hold on, I just screwed up and didn't share that. Can you believe that I messed up something? Let's try this one more time. So we're going over here, text specs. All right, add that in. Let's start talking about when you're shooting this. You're going to have open gate, 3.2, 3x2, only 36 frames per second. You're going to have anamorphic, once again, max 36 frames. 6K DCI, you're only going to have 48 frames. Then you go to 6K 2.4, you're only going to have 60 frames per second. Now, when you start getting into the Super 35s or 4x3s and the 17x9s, you're either got 50 frames or 60 frames. Those allow you to do some slowdown if you need to. Super 16, really nice to work with. I've worked with Super 16s, great to work with. Then if you do want some good slow-mo, you're going to have the HD. Now, deliverable format on this one here is, hate to say it, all Blackmagic RAW and a 264 proxy file, and I would never deliver to the 264 proxy file unless I absolutely had to. That being said, at least it has a 264 option on it. That wasn't always the case, so I give you a plus there, I guess. Yeah, 3-to-1, 5-to-1, 8-to-1, and 12-to-1. So it depends how much memory you have. You're going to have the higher quality 0. You're going to have mid quality 1. You're going to have lower quality 3. And then why am I even doing this constant quality Q5? It's just a pain. Now, delivering this to clients is going to be unique. You're going to have to find out if their NLE has the add-in for the DaVinci Resolve or Blackmagic RAW. If not, this does come from DaVinci Resolve, and just add another 2 hours to 3 hours to your delivery time, because you're going to literally have to render this and then handle the footage, or it could be another day depending on how slow your internet is and how long that video actually was. So, yay! Just understand that could be a problem. That being said, you're going to get the software. And delivering to the clients, as we get into this, you'll definitely have one huge advantage, and that's called support. If you are looking to deliver to clients a high-end, really good image, they're letting you do the editing, what more can I say? You're going to have the option of using Blackmagic software, which is DaVinci Resolve. They do so much support on this, it's ridiculous. They train you on how to use it. Most people only get to about right here and say, I'm ready to go for editing. Do not stop there. Scroll all the way to the bottom, because then they have this thing called training books. 450 pages. This is like going to college. You're going to learn the basics. You're going to get into the more robust. There's like 6 projects here that give you all everything you need to be able to just knock it out of the park. You're going to learn how to use audio, including doing surround sound in Dolby Atmos and Adamus, or whatever it's called, Atom, and the rest. So they'll teach you how to use that. Coloring is going to be one of those things, because Blackmagic Raw, you're going to need to learn how to color, and this is really great color guide and walks you through everything. And in visual effects, if your computer can handle doing it, this will put you into a whole nother level. No one's going to be able to touch you. All right. So we went through the mount, delivery, the Codex delivery. Now let's start talking about one of the most important things, the camera body. The most controversial thing about this particular camera has been its body. From a production house point of view and from a producer's point of view, I see absolutely no issue with the design of the PYXIS in any way, shape, and form. Frankly put, I love this box design. And let me share this real quick. I love this box design. Easy to work with. Let's get down here. The touch screen, super nice. I love every aspect of these buttons. The locking switch is great, so you protect that screen and you're not getting accidental touches. I had that happen to my Sony a lot, because I'm moving the screen around, and depending on what feature I have on there, that can suck, because if you have just like touch focus point, it goes in the manual that it doesn't let you use switch points. Oh, that just sucks. So that's happened to me a couple times. That even happened today. So just remember not to do that. It's nice. Having the scrolling menus, having the record buttons, this is just overall beautiful. Having the headphone jack and the auxiliary jacks right here, awesome. So you can plug in one of these. Frankly put, Rode has taken over the market, in my opinion, for these wireless mics. They sound great. They're what I'm using right now. They come with a lavalier. We were using their lavalier over the ME2s today because the ME2 had issues, but we were able to make it work. It's really nice. Battery, BU, ton of these batteries out there. So that's another interface that's really nice. You know, on the body itself, it has 2 CF Express hookups, and it has 2 USB hookups. It has a ton of ability to mount onto it. I don't know what to say. I mean, for someone who just needs to be able to mount, do stuff, and screw things in and go, what more could I ask for? Seriously, what more could you ask for? It has all the stuff in it, and it's ready to go. We're still on the body, which this part gets even better. On the body itself, you have an Ethernet connection, which is nice to have because they have some really cool Ethernet features with Blackmagic. You have a USB-C connection, really nice to have because you can do an external hard drive for recording and then just drop delivery, which is really cool. SDI over HDMI, thank you. At $3,000, having SDI BNC and having timecode BNC, not jamming it through the headphone jack or the auxiliary jack, so nice. I love that. You know, the same 12-volt battery supply, so we can live with that. That's easy to work with. Forget all this. I don't care about that. Let's get around to the next portion of the body. Did they show any more of the body? Yeah, here it is. Bonus features with this body is part of the software is you can use your phone as a tethering device. Built into it, you can also do RTMP from the actual camera. So if you're doing ENG work and they just are going to let you come in that way, type in what you need to type in, make sure you got a good data connection. Money. All right, so that's going to be that feature there. On the buys accessories, this eyepiece, 1,600 bucks. Yes, I know, over half the price of the stinking camera, but it actually works with this higher end camera. This is allowing a higher end piece to go to a lower end piece. On the body itself, this is where things get really weird. So there's this focus on demand, and there's this zoom on demand feature that you can connect to this through the USB-C. We use those all the time. So this becomes not only a studio camera, it becomes a live streaming camera, it becomes a broadcast camera, it's like a slash. It's like this super easy usable box camera that can do everything without the headaches of a Red or a Z Cam or the box thing that they made from Panasonic. I like that part. That's pretty dang cool. So looking at the back of this, you're going to have the USB-C, and that's a locking pin right there. Another one right here. You're going to have, of course, your analog audio in. 48 phantom volt, which is, why is that important? These 600 bucks to $3,000. You're going to be using these. Really nice to have on an ENG camera. And the fact that you're going to have a real XLR input is awesome. Saves my day, makes my life so much better. Thank you too for joining. I appreciate it. That's going to be the body powering this. There's your lithium ion battery. It's a BU battery, if I remember correctly. This is where things get kind of interesting. Everyone's complaining that it's not. We've done it with the body, but people are complaining, why is this not a V-mount? Most cameras are not V-mounts. Let me say this again. Most cameras are not V-mount. And there's a reason for that. It's not the most important, most obvious, and most consumer ready, and most production house aren't going to have 3 million batteries hanging around from past work. In our production house, we have a lot of BU batteries and a lot of the normal oh Jesus, what are these Sony ones called? I have 3 million of these sitting around. We have 3 million of these sitting around, battery wise. That's really cool. So since these are on here, they'll last roughly 3 hours. If you go with a 90 series, which is nice, and you just put a 90 series back there, you got 3 hours out of it. If you're charging a couple of them, or you have 3 or 4 from charge, you got your whole day covered, no problem at all. Some of them even have them, like we have them for our Canon C70s. They have the auxiliary out on them, and we just plug it into the monitor. So we're happy campers. It's just like having a V-mount battery, but Sony style. Life goes on. I don't know what the stinking complaints about, but if you want to do a V-mount, go ahead, bracket it out. There's already a solution for it in the V-mount. You've also got the 12 volt right here. You're powered there. You're ready to go. You're going to be doing exceptionally well. First off, I say this to everybody who comes in our productions hall on our team. This is not your primary power supply. This is your secondary power supply. Always have some form of wall plug-in capability if possible, except for if you're mobile. And even if you're mobile, if there's an option to add a plug piece in, like say for example a V-mount battery that's separate from the camera, always have even the smaller version of this battery in your camera. So if your V-mount dies, you're still good and you didn't lose your footage. And that's really important, because if you did, you're screwed. Now let's get into the bonus section of this, because we've gone over all 5 of the key things that are important for me. Let's talk about them again. Let's do a quick review. Mounts. I'm going to scroll up here. I said mounts. And I didn't really get into this too far. I just talked about how I like the locking mounts and things like that. But I said mounts. Okay. PL mount, EF mount, L mount. Just between PL mount and EF mount, if you were just shopping right now, let me remove this add this on, where we go? Cinema, share, add to the scene. If we were just to talk about the Canon mount and let's just take the L mount out of this. If you were to go to B&H right now, and you were looking for options to buy cinema lenses for the first two mounts, there is 1,000 options for you, starting at $269. Yeah. If you say there's not enough lens choices for this camera, you are so full of it, I don't even know what to say to you. And these are locking mounts, so you don't have to worry about the lens coming off or being incorrect or some other BS. You're ready to go. Simple, easy, beautiful. That's why the PYXIS is what it is. Next on the list of things, deliverables. I'll go over this one more time, make it real quick. Blackmagic RAW. There's also 264 option. I don't see a problem with this turning in for like YouTube stuff, but you know, the 264, but the rest, if you're going to need it, you're going to have to actually use, you know, DaVinci Resolve editing it, or have that extra piece added into to your workflow on, say, like Premiere Pro or Final Cut. Well, here's your bonus section, the last little bit of it. If you're in a production house and you want to have a single solitary system for running everything, when I say everything, I mean everything, from the camera to the switcher to the monitor to the talkback system, all of it. One unified system. This camera just plugs and plays right into the Blackmagic ecosystem, and it covers everything. And that makes me mad because I'm a Sony user. I would hope Sony would have a solution like that. They don't. And I'm still going to use my Sony cameras. I will not ever stop using them. FX30. Terrible lighting. I look good. I mean, terrible lighting. If you knew how I was lighting up this room, you would say, no way, this is the lighting, and it did this. So, long story short, the PYXIS 6, killer camera. We're going to add at least 3 to our portfolio within a 12-month period. It's going to be about $25,000 to do the 3 because we're going to have the full lens set, cases, monitors, batteries, the whole works. $9,000 in cameras, and then $9,000 in lenses to $10,000 in lenses, $3,000 in monitors, probably another $3,000 in good quality video tripods to start us off with, so we can just go from house to house to house quickly. All the SDI cables we're going to need, and you know, of course, the ND variable ND filter systems, the LiDAR systems. By the time we're done, we're probably about $25,000-$30,000 into it. Well, we're going to be able to produce. We're going to get that back in 5 to 10 shoots. So right away, that allows us to do interviews, everything else. To give you an idea, I'm going to take the next 2 minutes to explain how you get your money back in this particular situation. You provide the client with a better solution for their live stream, interviews, post-production, pre-production, all in one package for them. So for example, you did the videos that are going to go onto the luncheon. That's going to be part of their fundraiser. And then you're going to also do the live stream with the same cameras. And then at the end of it, you're going to do your interviews where you're doing with everybody that's there with the same cameras. And then it's the same codex. It's the same look. So going into from the video that they got to the live stream, to the videos at the end, everything looks unified. Everything is going to sound great. Everything's going to look great. That is what a client wants. And you go from doing a 4-figure live stream to a 5-figure full solution for the client, so they don't have to go from one house to another house to another house, because they're going to spend the money anyway. But the biggest thing is they don't want the headaches of having to hunt down 10 other people. If they know that they can come to you and get a reliable solution, and you can do it with these 3 cameras, you're in a great shape. And it's expandable, and you can keep building on the universe. That's it. Take care. Peace. Bye now. If you're on YouTube, like, subscribe, share, do whatever that is there. If you're on LinkedIn, thank you for watching. You guys are awesome. I love